Welcome to Shekve, everybody, our first tale in Tendra. With sounds from Epidemic Sounds and Tabletop Audio. Don't forget to rate and subscribe, it helps us out a lot. Thank you.
Recording.
Welcome back to another episode of Tales of Tendra. I'm Deven, your story goblin, the guy with the stories. And I'm joined, as usual, by Kirsten Gray,
As Raina.
Maddy,
As Eladira.
Alex Madarasz.
Actually has a last name.
There you go.
Yeah, I
I know,
always
I did
fucking
that.
forget Maddy's in the moment. I know it's Stalnik,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but when I go to say it, it just doesn't happen.
Doesn't roll off.
Markus
the tongue, it's fine.
Mather,
as Cruz,
Christopher James Ouellette,
as Tobias Silas,
and last, but certainly not least, Leon Heiman.
As the incredible Callio.
He's alright.
Hey, God can't take sides.
Last we left off, you guys were inspecting the body of your lost friend Nyle. That's pretty much all that really happened. A lot of talking. You're welcome for the recap. Go nuts.
Phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ella just warned
Gross.
everyone that they were likely all brought here to be murdered.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that happened.
Yeah, a little sort of important. That seems incredibly ominous. Ella, I feel like we were just brought here for a funeral for a dear friend. He says, staving off concern.
I mean, that's what we are here for, but it's probably wouldn't be a bad idea to be cautious, as seeming the last time we were all together, we were told that we could not be together.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Because we're a big target or something like that.
Yeah, they didn't really explain much.
Raina and I received letters from someone of an unknown origin claiming to be a friend regarding.
Oh, yeah, this one?
Oh,
Just pulls it out like no questions asked, like he had it ready.
yes. Yeah.
She looks to Cruz. Did you send those letters?
Did I send them?
No, you got one.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Cruz is a star.
Cruz is high. Shit, all the time.
Yeah. Just constantly zoning out. Yes, I got the. Yeah, I did. I got the leather, like on a walk when I was here, though.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And it just showed up in your packs?
It came. It was like a butterfly at first, and then it kind of just flew to me, and then I put my hand up, and then poof, it was a letter.
That's way cooler than what we got.
Yeah, ours just kind of
You're
appeared
stingy.
under a door.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, I like the butterflies better. Like, why?
Right?
That's rude.
I feel like one of the locals would have snatched that one out of the air.
Tried to sell it back to us.
Yeah.
Raina would like to look over Niall's body just to see, like, obviously there's the wounds in his corpse, but is there anything else that seems amiss?
Other than him being a puppet?
Yeah, like just is there any other kind of indication of what or who could have done this? If that makes, and I don't know. I don't know if she's looking for any kind of just extra clue potentially.
I don't think there is. I
Okay.
mean, maybe if you
She's
roll
also
like
not
a
very-
really good Arcana check, there
Oh,
might
well.
be something. But
Hiya! At 12.
No. No. You tried, though.
Yeah.
That's half the battle. Yeah. What would you guys like to do now? You know that now that you're all here, tomorrow at sunset will be the funeral.
I am not saying we need treat everyone as an enemy, merely that we should be observant.
I would like to pull Callio aside outside of the office.
Conveniently, as you say that, in both of your heads, you hear, "But we could treat them as playthings."
Hey, funny enough, wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, well, I guess I'm paying attention now. What do you want?
Remember when I looked at the body and I saw stuff? Did you also look at the body and see stuff?
I need a much more clearer question than that.
Yep. I want to know if you could tell me exactly what killed the weird puppet guy.
Listen, chain smoking's like real bad for you. You gotta stop that.
I ain't got lungs. It don't matter. Yeah. Fine. I guess I'll talk normal. You
If very
guys.
mysterious, we do appreciate it.
It's my whole shtick. Not really. I mean, like, he was either tortured to death or he was stabbed to death. I don't know. Somebody wanted that rock. You guys still got them rocks?
Yeah, we still got them rocks. You know anybody that would collect them rocks?
Shit. From you? Like, so many people? But that'd be giving away half the fun, so, good luck. And radio silence.
God damn it.
Helpful as always, but on the bright side, it will be entertaining. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, yeah, I'd prefer it to be entertaining over like deadly or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that wasn't very insightful.
I mean, he usually isn't. He's like just kind of here, you know.
All right, we're gonna go back in there and just pretend like I was really emotional.
That's okay. I'll pat you on the back. I'll cast minor illusion on your face so you're crying.
Roll deception
Jeez.
checks.
As we go inside.
Deception checks, you say?
You could choose to give me advantage, not that I need it. Natural 20.
God damn.
We all believe it. Roman is so sensitive.
No. Hold on, is the minor illusion helping at all?
He rolled a nat 20. It doesn't matter what you roll.
Hell yeah, because I got an 11.
Yeah, my total is 25, if that helps.
Callio's carrying your ass.
As per usual.
For a
tears
very
look great.
charismatic person, I'm not doing a good job.
The tears look great. The face doesn't match.
Yeah, just
Deadpan,
stone face,
both like
tears.
steady stream.
His eyes aren't even red, though.
I'll just enter the room. Sorry, guys. We just had to take a quick breather. All right. Yeah, it could be dangerous. All right. Being here is certainly a threatening circumstance. But we are here to grieve our friend, and I don't think we should let this stand in the way.
No. Of course not.
Perhaps more on guard, as it were.
Yeah, we should all probably stay pretty close. Just to watch everyone's vicinities.
Cruz, do you know if Bunkhouse 4 is still available?
I think so. I'll go check with my dad later.
Perfect. That'd be great.
Yeah, no problem.
Fond memories in there.
We brought our own pillows, so we don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we've just sort of been sleeping in the wagon, but it'd be kind of nice to take up residence in her old pad.
What a shame. If you hadn't brought your pillows, you could have taken the new ones.
Oh, we're gonna take the new ones too.
Yeah, you think we're not doubling down on this?
Good to see that you have not lost your tricks.
Nope, just a few shavings of skin here and there.
Not to return the conversation back to somewhere somber and macabre. Remember down in the basement when we found the book and blood before all of that happened?
You did preface that by saying not to return it to macabre, but yes, I think we all remember that horrifying evening.
Callio and Roman in your head, you hear, buzzkill.
Accurate.
Shh.
What about it, Ella?
The book was written in a dreamer hand, which I informed all of you and the instructors. The blood, however, a dreamer had been murdered there, not long before we arrived.
And then there were 4 other dreamers around the stone at the time, I believe. If my memory serves me correct. Not at
Yes.
all. Not even slightly. All right.
They were
Whites.
spirits.
They
Yeah,
were
whites.
different
Oh,
spirits.
whites. Sorry.
Yes.
Who
Close
worked
though.
for the man in black?
Callio, we got
Yes.
your book on the differences.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a reader, all right?
We're gonna find a picture book.
Yeah, picture book would be great. Or if you got like a little tune that I can memorize.
Yeah, it's to the
No.
tune of Mambo number 5.
I
It's all the
believe
different
Raina's
spirits instead of girls'
elders
names.
have tales and songs of spirits. Perhaps you may learn one of those.
That'd probably be a good idea. I'll take it under advisement.
Cruz, do you live here?
Yeah, I do. I have my own room.
What was Nyle doing shortly before his passing? Because he lived here too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when was the last time you saw him, I guess, is what I should question.
I think I remember seeing him going to the mess hall and getting some food. I was just doing my daily walk. I didn't really talk to him when he was sitting there.
Was he killed at the camp?
No, he wasn't.
Where was he found?
Where was he found, Deven?
Arda, who is the dexterous rabbit-esque spirit, found him dumped essentially about 2 days walk out from the camp towards the west.
I would tell that to everyone.
What was he doing so far away from camp?
He was sent out for something real quick. He didn't really need my backup. Need my hand at the moment.
Obviously he did.
Yeah.
Do you think you know where his notebook is, that he would have kept all his notes on his research?
It'd probably be in his chest.
You think you could help us get that?
Yeah, I'll try my best to get it for you guys.
So we don't really blend in here because there's a lot of youths.
Yes, there's lots
He
of
doesn't
kids
blend
here.
in either.
He lives here.
I'm 7'2".
They know him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm an adult in a camp full of children.
I'd blend in. I could go with him.
That's true. Yeah.
That is true.
Okay.
Is that what you guys would like to do before taking a rest and then the next day? You'd like to do that tonight or tomorrow? You guys did arrive like later in the day.
Ella would insist on tonight, only so that they could get to the notebook first.
Ooh, look at you.
I agree. As I'm nodding, forgetting that we're an audio thing. Yes.
I've done that so many times. Anytime you hear me say Ella nods, it's because I nodded first and then realized I had to say it.
Yeah, I might not be the best investigator or intellectual, but
That's why you keep me around.
yeah, I'm pretty and I got ideas.
I
Do you three see each other often in Carthage?
yes.
We have a premium establishment.
Oh. Well, congratulations.
And a less premium one called the Goat's Ear, but it's got discount beers, so like stop by.
Oh, I mean, sure. Are they still good though?
Yeah.
It's good food.
Absolutely.
That's really all that matters.
Well, food's okay.
Well, we'll see then.
It's in the Romans, business model. If the beer's cheap, the food's gonna get better the more you drink. So.
Mm.
Did you see Frank, our driver? His wife does the cooking.
The one with the socks.
The one with the socks, yeah.
Speaking of Frank, you see him like just sitting outside, like against the entryway to the camp, just pulling him back.
I'm surprised this camp has beer. It's a camp for children.
No, he brought his own, right?
Oh, yeah. That's true. He's got a never-ending tankard.
So Ella and you guys exit. Ella and Cruz. Cruz, you do not have a token yet, so you can use
A token of the mind.
Yeah. You use this one. So it's a little disproportionate, but whatever.
Not for Ella.
You and Nyle had because it was starting to get weird for you guys to be housed with the children. There was a additional cabin built for you guys and for any traveling like guardians with their young spirits. So in this tavern like area, this area, in this picture has a table. This is actually a bedroom. This one's the bedroom. It has 2 beds. This is like a library-esque area. Bathroom. Yeah. Eating area if you want to cook for yourself. And then this was your room. You can be designed however you want. But right now, I didn't have the time to make a cabin. Was not thinking about that. So, you guys can go into this room if you want to go through Nile's stuff.
Ella lets Cruz lead the way.
Okay, I wouldn't know like the exact layout of Nile's room, so I'd kind of just look around and trying to find that chest or something with Nile's notebook.
So there is a desk and a chest over in this corner. So like we'll just say this is the desk actually, and then he has like a bookshelf behind it and a chest over here.
So I'll go check the chest real quick, find the notebook.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Ooh, not ideal. You can't seem to find it. You do find a ripped like piece of an Empire banner. You find a ripped piece of a banner you don't recognize.
I will take that banner and I'll show it to Ella.
Ella, if you could make a history check, you may. You don't know it either. You're not sure.
It's their history.
Yeah.
I'm a little foggy on that part.
You only care about herstory.
I'll just keep it, and then I'll
Okay.
show the rest of the party later.
Sounds good.
What kind of books are on his bookshelf?
It's all
kinda peruse.
It's all spirit stuff. Like it's all spirits that have interacted with humanity, all stuff like that.
Is there one that's an encyclopedia of spirits?
There is one that is an encyclopedia of the greater spirits and their underlying generals, essentially.
We're gonna take that one.
I
Put it in our
will
bag.
send you a document in that case.
I was hoping for a picture book for Callio, but okay. That works too, I guess.
Hey, if you want to go nuts and draw them, go ahead. But I sure as fuck aren't.
Ella was kind of hoping for a helpful guide for Callio, but she makes a note to find a blank journal and start working on one. Looking to Cruz. Is that all you found?
Yeah. I was gonna take a look at the desk, but you're already here.
Well, 2 eyes are better than 1, so why don't you look here and I'll check the chest.
Okay.
Swap places. I don't know much about chests, so I wouldn't think to search for a false bottom, but I'll kind of try and peruse somewhat respectfully through his items.
Okay.
See if I notice
Both
anything
of you
strange.
you can roll an investigation check, and you can look at the books and cruise.
Hey, we both got 16s.
Whoop, whoop.
2 eyes are better than 1.
Yeah.
Do you find a false bottom in the chest? Wasn't honestly that hidden. You find it by accident, but you're like pressing on one side of the
Just
chest.
kind of like lean in.
Yeah. And your hand pushes through,
Mhm.
and you find a book in there. Cruz, there is not really any books up here that interest you. There's
Would there be cabinets on the desk?
like drawers and
Yeah, like
stuff.
drawers.
Yeah, you could open those if you want with that check.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to find? What do you?
Just trying to find some sort of secret button or something, or
There
maybe
is
To the Bat Cave.
there is
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
a secret button. You find a drawer that is full of open letters. The amount is depending on how often you guys wrote him back, but he would write you once a month the entire 15 years.
Jesus Christ. That's so many letters.
He's just writing letters nonstop.
And the ones that I shared with you are the only ones that contained story significance. Everything else is like random updates. Today, this kid really tried to pull a Callio for the dexterity course. It didn't go over as well as it did for Callio. Blah blah. Stuff like that. Just like things you would like text your friend that you don't see all the time, but you're like, I want you to be involved in my life. Here's this random thing that I did.
Aw.
So like there's a drawer full of whatever responses he got. They're like organized too. They're not just like dropped in there. They're like from whom. There's none back from Roman because he hates him.
Wow, rude.
Jeez, yeah, I would like to know who actually replied back to Nyle.
He got of the 3 standard letters that Ella sent everyone.
That's fair. There's 3 letters in Ella's box.
There are however many 15 times 12 is, because Callio responded to every single letter.
Callio has 2 boxes full.
I spent a small family's entire income on
Responded.
For somebody that doesn't like to read, your penmanship
Certainly like
must
to
be
write.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much
boy, that
practice.
writes for him.
But that's an ego thing.
Yeah. There's not really much else for you to find. Ella has found a book. Whether or not she has like shown you is another story. But that's 16. I feel like I need to reward you though, because that's a good roll. You know what? You pull out a letter that is, so for background, Nyle is a Westland spirit, which is basically a trickster spirit. Yeah, I know, I'm butchering your people's language. Trickster spirit shoved into a puppet, and they kind of are forced to pretend to be someone's child until they are found out, kind of thing. There is a letter from the family that he was forced into. You can read it. It is opened.
I will read it.
Okay. It's not super detailed or anything, but it's basically an apology for blaming Nyle for their son being gone. They like did some. It details that they did some research and now understand that this was not like a thing he wanted to do, but that he was forced to, and that they're sorry that someone took him from his home too, and that they hope wherever he is that he found a home that loves him. It's pretty short, but that's pretty much all it says, and that they named their dog after him.
Oh, I'll just put that letter back.
That's fair.
Ella, with notebook in hand, looks to Cruz. We have
You
it.
found the book. Okay.
Did you know that chests can have fake bottoms?
No.
Me neither. She puts the notebook away.
You guys can so your dorm from before is empty.
Yes. They
you
cleared
guys
it out
can
just
meet
for
back
us.
there.
There's a bunch of children that don't have anywhere to sleep tonight. Well, we got our bunkhouse.
Woohoo! Party at cabin 4.
Yeah, you
They
guys can
come
go
back
to
and there's
your
like
cabin.
rave lights pumping through the window.
Yeah, campus takeover. It's Spirit Week at Camp Ogate.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we did miss our 10-year anniversary.
Sure did.
We did. We didn't get our reunion back.
Who's making the goodie bags?
I nominate Tobias.
Tobias.
Yeah.
Goodie bags? Yeah. I think I could put something together, yeah.
Now I gotta spend all night like weaving.
Oh no, I'm not a creator in that regard. We might have to leave quickly tomorrow morning, but
We were kidding, Tobias. It's fine.
right. Just let me know.
I mean, unless you want to, which then go ahead.
We
Ella
arrive.
Ella and Cruz, you arrive.
Has everyone gone to their like respective bunks from before?
Yes.
They're not as comfy as you remember.
No.
Oh.
Some, like, maybe
They're
the
too
magic
small.
wore off.
Ella
This
will
camp has gone to the shits.
make sure the door's closed and is there a lock on the door?
Roll a luck check.
Luck. What do I roll for a luck?
A
Just
D20.
just a flat d20.
And pray.
No.
Woo.
No.
No, there's not. That's a 7, everybody.
Come on.
She
Raina
goes to
does-
lock the door and then
There's no lock.
They didn't like us having privacy.
No.
Hey, they always knock.
It's true.
Sure.
Looks back to them and pulls out the notebook.
You found it.
I'll lean against the door then if we're looking for privacy.
I have
Alright.
not read it yet. Should I do so now for all of you?
If you
Yeah,
would
I
like.
think so.
Ella sits down at the edge of the bed, pops open the notebook, and says...
So the first couple pages describe that he ran into one of the spirits on one of his missions. That was one of the ones that did put the stone in you guys. It details that they did so apparently to protect you. The spirit has he in bold letters has written, has no intention to undo. Additionally, there is some information about who the spirits were trying to protect you from, and they describe what you guys know as homunculi, that there are some who are still under the possession of whoever this king in the Black Castle is, and that they often find their way to spirits and, as such, try to harvest them. He also details that there are other people, mercenaries, bad, shitty humans, that will harvest spirits as well and use them for rituals. Think like a ritual to become like a vampire or a were creature, stuff like that. Cruz, you would know as they're reading this that the ones that do the this like spiritual thing to become were creatures do not become perfect were creatures. They're like broken, and they need to feast to satiate themselves, and they give people like you and your father bad names. There is details about the Empire and how their armies have been disguising themselves, or he thinks anyways they've been disguising themselves as homunculi by killing homunculi and taking their armor, and then using said armor to scare towns into fealty. Or his other idea is that they have homunculi that are doing that because they're in league with the king and the Black Castle. He doesn't know which way is true. As you turn this page, the book pages are all red. There's nothing you can see. It's just blood on every page, soaked like you notice some redness when you were flipping the first couple pages, but as you flip them, the more red and more red and more red and more red until they were like soggy, as if opening this undid some sort of spell. You can make an Arcana check, and anyone with help, well, I'll give you advantage.
Who has good Arcana?
None of you are smart.
Yeah.
All right, who's helping me?
Raina probably, well, she's always over your shoulder, and it will provide whatever help she can. Yeah.
She doesn't, she doesn't get the alarm, but you can kind of see it in her shoulders as she realizes the pages are now blood stained.
And your hands are getting bloody.
Like wet, and it shouldn't
it's wet.
be wet. And he was a puppet, and they didn't bleed. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, net 20 on the first roll. Not even gonna bother with the second.
Much like the letters that you got that had the two different kinds. This also has conjuration and transmutation.
Mm-hmm.
Hints. This. You know Nyle to be crafty.
Mm-hmm.
You think that he put some sort of contingency for this to, if it wasn't him that opened it and did a certain thing, that it would wash away. You also would have noticed that there was no mentioning of you in the first couple pages. And then when it started talking about a group, this first sentence of a group is the only sentence that you can read before it's all read. You're not sure why it turned into blood, but maybe it's from the journal he saw you find, and he thought, oh shit, that's spooky. Maybe they won't read it.
Ella. Taste the blood on her finger.
Fuck. It's not dreamer blood.
It's not dreamer blood.
It's
full view of everyone. Just.
It could be spirit blood. Like, it could be. But you don't. But he doesn't bleed, so you're unsure of how
Whose
that could
blood
be.
this is?
Yeah.
Somebody's who's
Yeah, you all watch her lick her bloody finger.
And she's just
That
silent
ain't right.
in thought.
Just no. Just no.
just
It seems Niles enchanted the book so that whenever it was not him who opened it, it would cover what he had written. It seems beyond the beginning pages, there's nothing we can gain from this.
He was a smart kid then. Smart man. Huh.
She's elected.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Okay.
Wait, she has done this before?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, as long as you're a professional.
What if it was tainted? That's the only point.
I can try and determine what species blood it might have been.
Okay. That's useful. Don't
That is
want
how
to
I
know
knew
why.
the blood from before was a dreamer's.
So does that mean you're gonna keep licking it?
No, I only needed to do it once.
Oh, okay.
When I close the notebook, is it like squishing?
Yeah.
There's just like a little splatter of blood just like
Yeah.
her poor white dress.
It's again. It's happening again.
It's again.
Say, Ella, could I borrow the blood book?
Sure.
I'd just like to examine it. Thanks.
Hold it out.
It's a little squishier than you thought it would be.
Do I detect any magic coming from it?
Oh, yeah.
How much magic? And what kind?
Currently transmutation.
Bummer. I will spend 10 minutes to ritual cast Identify on it as well.
It's just a magic journal that he imbued with a self-destruction transmutation.
Is there a way for us to potentially reverse?
Not something I'm aware of. But, I mean, we might as well hang on to it. It was magically destroyed. There's a chance it could be magically restored.
That logic tracks.
In your head, Callio, you hear, "It do track. It do track."
Is the book doing it for you? I'll say out loud.
Doing
Nah, it's a little wet for me.
what? It is bleeding.
Yeah, I just making sure that's still going on for everybody, and I'll like put it in like a napkin or something that we've got like in here.
Okay.
The
Wipe
old
my hands
towels.
off.
Once you close it, it's like self-contained, but when you open it, it's drippy.
Ugh.
That's just awful.
I don't like that at all.
I mean, at least it's not going to make my backpack messy. And I'll bind it shut and put it in my bag. Unless one of you guys wants to take a look at it. All right.
No.
Ella pulls
If
out a
that-
unfortunately white handkerchief and
Very bold color choice for someone that travels at all.
You guys have like a bathroom in here where you could like wash up. That's canon.
Yeah. There's
Right,
the heated
we're
toilet
talking
seat.
right now. She'll do it before bed.
It would be impolite, she says, hands covered in blood.
It does not
I'll
seem
just,
to
I'll
faze
just.
her.
Right. Well, I mean, some good news, some medium news. Not a whole lot of bad news, at least directly.
I do believe that we've solved our stamping problem.
Sorry. It's been a long travel, but sorry, what? We've solved something?
Roman makes a lot of bullshit contracts and he's constantly running out of ink, so...
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll probably give you like an air of mystery, Roman, stamped with blood and all that.
If we sign it with blood, it's forever.
We probably shouldn't use this
Good
random book blood for signatures.
What the fuck?
We could become demons, though.
Are you?
Fiends, even.
The
No,
book
that-
might be anemic now.
So just an infinite inkwell of blood.
Well, it's not fresh.
Have to be fresh. It has to be wet.
Good point. I concede.
I see this being great for business.
Oh boy.
Our business overhead just dropped a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
All that ink you'll
Hey, ink's expensive.
With that, we will say you guys head to bed being fucking weird.
Did we get new pillows?
Yeah, the beds are like made and everything.
But are the pillows as comfortable as last time?
Roll a d10.
Who
I'll
wants
roll a
them
d10
badly?
for
Someone
you
else
guys.
roll a d10.
No,
Oh.
they suck.
Good thing I brought my own then.
Friggin' budget cuts. I fluffed my existing pillow.
Ella does wash up before bed. You will all notice sleeping in the same room as her. You get like extra good sleep. Like it is, even though the beds suck, great sleep.
The sleep is magnifique.
Magnifique.
Just giving off melatonin.
I'm gonna be a creep. I want to dreamwalk into Cruz's dreams.
Okay, Cruz. Shit.
Describe your invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
What are you
Just
dreaming about?
Describe to us your favorite childhood memory with your dad.
It'd be back in our hometown in Sparrow Hills. We would be just Rupert would just take me along for long walks through the city and just get stuff for me, like new clothes or something. And then he would treat me to a nice big meal.
Simple man with simple desires.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. She doesn't bother anyone else.
Okay. So in that
Just
case,
the one.
the next morning arrives. I'll give you guys the floor to kill a couple hours, well, a day essentially. What you guys would like to do is kind of up to you. You can visit your old training areas. You can yeah, I don't know. What would you? I have an idea. Here we go. Each of you will give me something that would spark a positive memory of this place for you. Starting with Leon. Callio was walking through, having a bit of a personal by himself walk. What sparks for him?
Callie would probably take a walk around the grounds. Feeling a little more somber today. The excitement of travel has worn off. And meeting new friends. dressed in muted tones. He'd probably find himself down to the acrobatics course. Sort of look at the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable and were very quickly surmounted. And he'll take his shoes off, take his socks off, roll up his pants, and go for a nice walk through the river.
Much like before, the waves are but an illusion.
He'll think about Nyle and hope that he didn't spend his last few days, weeks, years in a state of discomfort.
And then we will switch over to Raina, also going on a bit of a walk by herself. In the background, you can hear the employees and stuff getting the funeral put together and moving chairs and whatnot, walking out towards the oak that apparently Nyle spent most of his time at when he was back here. What do you go through?
Raina is walking by herself whenever she can't be in the immediate vicinity of Ella. She leaves Artemis with her as a protector in some form. She walks past I think it was a blacksmith that she stole the hammer from.
Yep.
And smiles a little bit there and eventually finds her.
The blacksmith makes eye contact with you and kind of glares like he remembers.
She just smiles and twiddle her fingers at her and at him and just walks away.
I'm watching you.
A big wink and grin before walking away and finding the training grounds that she joined, probably with Rupert for the most part. Any of her like real martial training, and spends probably about 15-20 minutes just wailing on a poor dummy as she's trying to work through her anger, and ultimately helps the instructors set up at the oak tree.
As you're hitting the little dummy, at first it's more sore for you in your hands, but with the overflow of emotion, you begin to crack into the dummy, and with your final swing, you leave a rather large indentation of your hand before deciding to go and help with the preparations. Tobias, would you like to paint us a word picture?
Paint a word picture. Yeah, Tobias, he would be probably. He would walk probably closer to the middle of the area, sort of near the outsides of the food halls and whatnot. More reflective of sort of the various times spent inside, not necessarily the physical aspects of the camp, but Nyle was smart. He was a smart kid. And it was probably every once in a while he'd catch, a look of a bench or something where he had excitedly overshared or overtold about something that he had read in the library at one point, and Tobias would have pretended to be miffed, but at the same time secretly interested and hungering for knowledge, and how kind of reflect on how those moments, albeit fleeting, can 15 years later stick with you. straighten himself up and prepare to head to it.
All right. Ella, you and Artemis are keeping yourselves busy, but unavoidably, the times that you had here invade your mind.
Ella has wandered off down that old walking trail and laid herself down in that tree that she was initially found in, kind of settling herself in against the wood, resting her hands over her abdomen and closing her eyes and not quite praying, because she knows that won't work, but thinking what it could be like if she just opened her eyes and was home again. You know, she stays like that for a bit, and then her mind wanders to waking here to the group of gangly pre-teens and Niles being somewhat racist off the bat. She regrets not shaking his hand to start, now that she knows that was kind of impolite. She thinks to all the times that the other kids, even though they maybe didn't know what she was going through, were still nice and tried to involve her and cheer everyone up. And she just thinks about how unfortunate it is that they're in this position, she thinks, because of her. And she just worries a little bit. And then takes a nap.
All right. And then, Roman, what about you?
I'd probably be just wandering around with my co-pilot, having a conversation out loud to myself, to everyone else, looking for potential targets for mischief. And I think I would look for kids that clearly aren't paying attention, like when we were in magic class, and see if I can wrangle them into playing some chair music. Maybe show off some finger blasting skills from the magic powers that I wanted so bad. I'm assuming Osirion's probably not teaching the magic class right now. It's probably someone new.
Yeah.
So they're probably trying to teach Mage Hand, and I'm going to be like, hey, kids.
Or,
Pew, pew.
yeah. And the kids that are like kind of paying attention, but much like yourselves, wanted to do anything else, see you do that, and their heads whip towards you, and they go, how did you do that?
The secret is crime.
The kid in his book writes, the secret is crime. I'll remember that.
Yep,
I'll
that's the
remember
only
that.
thing you got to know.
And then as you say that, in the corner of your eye, you see a kid has tied the teacher's shoelaces together, and you watch as the teacher falls from tripping themselves. Yeah. With that,
Does it spark joy in my friend?
you do hear a little.
Is he entertained?
Wonderful.
Oh no.
With that, we will head to the funeral grounds. You guys don't have to put yourself on the map, but they have made a path. They've put out chairs.
I don't have to, but I want to.
Yeah. Of course we will.
Rupert is standing next to the casket. It's not look like this currently, for the record. He is not. He's just
Not a wide
big
boy?
guy. So you see him. The other chairs are mostly filled. There's a few chairs that are empty, but most of these chairs are filled. He's giving a bit of a speech, nothing too powerful or anything. He has his hand resting on the casket, and he's discussing how fun getting to know Nyle was for him, and that he wished that it was such a fun experience for everybody else too. He was often curious and wanted to know more about the world. He didn't like that things would happen and he wouldn't understand why. He often helped with the younger generations with their trials and giving hints, but not too much so that they weren't learning anything. He kind of gestures to you guys and he goes, and unfortunately for some trials, not having enough to give for help. But he carried that, and he spent the rest of his time trying to make up for that with his other missions and the other stories he wanted to know about. He was a good kid. He was kind. Well, he was a little racist. He always meant to be kind, and some things came out incorrectly when they were supposed to be kind. Anyway, Nyle didn't deserve to go out the way that he did. And I wish that we knew why, or that we could have helped him with what he wanted to find. I just want to know what he wanted to find. Why was it so important? And as he's talking, you guys, he's kind of like droning on a little bit. Some of you aren't as attached to Nyle. Some of you are very attached to Nyle. But in moments like these, we often find ourselves looking into the distance. And as you do look into the distance, you see 6 figures in the distance. They are mostly clad in armor, 3 of which are not wearing helmets and look almost like the exact same human, same woman, in different age range / states of decay. And the youngest and most healthy looking one feels like she has made eye contact with all of you. And then the 3 other people on her other side, so like it's the 2 that look like her on one side, herself, and then 3 more, are wearing helmets, and some are like kind of hunched over. One has their hands, like their hands and fists on the ground, and they're hunched up kind of like a silverback, but with spikes coming out of the arms. And from here you can see the breath like billowing out of the helmet. And in your heads you hear a woman's voice, and she says, "I know what you are, and I know what you have, and I'm coming for it." And as that guttural growl escapes into your minds, you notice a chain in her hands, and it's drifts off behind her, and you see Nyle chained and gagged, and then you hear her laughing in your heads as all the figures turn to like dust and flitter off in the wind. And that's where we'll end the session.
What the fuck?
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tendra. See you next time.
Hello one, hello all. It's Quinton Foote here, Dungeon Master to a very unique live-action fantasy adventure podcast known as The Fables of Latour. Join us every Monday as we explore a completely original world filled with new races, monsters, and magics, all based around the fantasy novel series, The Mighty Vendavar. Since we specialize in long-format storytelling and our entire cast are professional actors and artists, you can excitedly tune in weekly to experience the next chapter of our harrowing saga. We can't wait to meet you in the wilds of Latour.
Don't forget to rate and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Thank you.